Hey, this is Roxy with Meet Roxy Jordat and the sexy travel vlog that I have going on here. Today I want to talk to you about my kayaking trip down the Colorado near Las Vegas, Nevada. Have you ever had one of those last minute impulses that you wanted to do something that you had never done before? Like you have less than 3 days to make a choice and then totally act on it? That is exactly what happened when I made the choice to kayak the Colorado River for 12 miles in the Black Canyon, and it was one of the best adventures I have ever had. I was scheduled to arrive in Las Vegas for a freedom experience. Now, is that not a coincidental in the name since I'm a freedom fighter? I was arriving a day early just so I could take on some sights of the city that, never sleeps. So I had all intentions of going to the Mob Museum, but that seemed a little common, so I called up the concierge of the resort that I was staying at, and he suggested taking a kayak adventure. I had to make my decision within 4 hours because the deadline was coming up to acquire national security clearance. Say what? National security clearance? Like for what? Well, this particular adventure company dropped in at the base of the Hoover Dam, which is a national secure area. Yep, the U.S. government had to clear me in order to take this trip. Now, that had my attention, so I did it. I paid for the trip, sent in the information they needed, and started preparing for kayaking down the Colorado River in the Black Canyon. I had never kayaked before in my life. Canoeing, yes, but not kayaking. Do you ever have one of those days where everything has to click just right? Well, that day I left Denver International Airport at 5:15 a.m. and landed in Las Vegas at 7 a.m. I called myself an Uber driver and politely said, "Hey, you look like a pretty cool dude. I have a time restriction. Can you get me to Green Valley Ranch Resort in 10 minutes? I need to catch a transport to the Hoover Dam." Trey, who was my Uber driver, was very responsive by saying, "Yes, ma'am, I can. Buckle up." Yep, a trip that should take 20 minutes took us 10 minutes. As Trey arrived at Green Valley Ranch, the bellhops were ready to receive my bags. I ran across the resort to the east end, and just as I stepped out the door, the adventure transport was pulling in. I hopped in the front seat and we were off. Needless to say, Trey received a very nice tip for his expedited driving skills. You got it, Trey and me are in this picture right here. This photo is us at the base of the Hoover Dam preparing to take off on this 12-mile kayak trip. I felt as if I was in a dream. The canyon walls were towering over us, the Hoover Dam right behind us, and the water was clear, a beautiful green as I have ever seen. My heart was racing just a little as I felt the power of the water current underneath me and the thought of, will I keep this kayak upright or will I be getting ultimately wet today? This adventure company was called River Dogs, and they specialized in small groups, and this day there were 3 of us with our guide. Edgar, our guide, was very willing to explore and let us do what we wanted, well, within reasons. So this is a picture of Edgar, the guide, and we had paddled our kayaks back into a cave that was raining hot spring water. Such a special moment in such an unusual area of America. As we paddled, we explored caves, explored the history of the Hoover Dam and the Black Canyon, and explored the hot springs along the way. This was the first side canyon we explored, and actually hiked up to a beautiful hot springs about a quarter-mile away. We did make it to the Arizona hot springs, a very popular hangout of the locals and tourists, and these guys were from Mexico and were hiking America. They actually hiked from the Mexico border on up into the Hoover Dam area. And one thing that I found really cool about this whole trip is everyone was so very friendly. We hiked up a side canyon for about a half a mile and came to this 20-foot ladder to climb up into the Arizona hot springs. What an adventure! And the locals were in force, being all natural in the water. I was a little shocked, but amused. There are 3 pools up there which were very heavenly. We seriously did not want to leave, but we were already running behind because of all of our exploration adventures on the river. We ate our packed lunch right there on the beach and enjoyed some time off the river, relaxing our muscles. And this is a picture here of the lower pool of the Arizona hot springs. I did not take photos of the 2 upper ones as there was nudity happening up there. Those pools were equally as beautiful. As we continued to kayak towards our pickup point, we saw several bald eagles and 1 golden eagle. Actually saw that golden eagle 2 times. They were majestic. The walls of the Black Canyon towered over us almost the whole way, and the scenery was magnificent. Now, 12 miles is a long way, and we played a little too much, so that we were a little late arriving for our pickup by about 2 hours, but it was so worth it. After meeting Jeff, I realized what a godsend he was in introducing me to 3 proven online business models that supplement my income, creating me to be a complete entrepreneur, to design time freedom in my lifestyle. If you are seeking a means of creating another stream of income, I encourage you to click the link in the description and learn about the 3 proven online business models that Jeff describes in that video. Make this an excellent life.